Hello, today I'm joined by Frankie Foster to go through this Tuesday's 7 races on the ITV7 free-to-play game that sees 5 races from the first day of the Cheltenham Festival and 2 from Sedgefield. And hopefully we can come up with some winners to help you land the £100,000 jackpot on the Tuesday. By joining our free-to-play ITV7 League, you'll be able to compete throughout the 4 days of Cheltenham for a £100 cash prize each day, alongside over £1 million in total jackpot prizes up for grabs across the week. And on Gold Cup Day, the Friday, you can win an extra £500,000 if managing to land the winner of the Gold Cup. So, Frankie, first day of Cheltenham, kick off with the Supreme Novices Hurdle.
Yeah, this is it's a big one, isn't it? And a very competitive one. And to be honest, I've gone tunnel vision on this now. You know, we do these previews, and there's all the Cheltenham talk leading up to the festival, and the closer and closer it's got, I've just narrowed right down to Constitution Hill, and I'm not backing out now. I'm all in with Constitution Hill. I know he's a bit of a hype horse. I know he comes off the back of only 2 runs, which will scare a few people. We've got a very dangerous looking Dysart Dynamo for Willie Mullins. You know, there's John Bond stablemate. It is very, very competitive, but I think he deserves the hype. The way that push button, as everybody's calling it, he really looks to have a turn of foot. And I think provided he can travel well enough through the race to get to, you know, the final hurdle within touching distance, I can't see him being beat up the hill. So I'm sticking with the hype, and I'm a believer of the hype and Constitution Hill for me.
Well, it looks like it's a good start for both of us, because from the TWE selections, we're also going with Constitution Hill. As you said, they bolted up on both his starts at Sandown, and people might be saying, yeah, he's got to come and do it away from Sandown, obviously racing there twice, but it's a very difficult track, I think, especially in the conditions it's ran in. I think he'll be better for a slightly better ground. Winning a Grade 1 going in is always helpful. I know the Tolworth probably hasn't got the best record going into the Supreme, but I think that's there to be changed this year. Like you said, the push button is exactly what we found with this horse. He looks a freak, and even though you've got your Dysart Dynamo, your John Bon, Mighty Potter, like Kilcrut, they're all really, really good horses, but I just think this horse visually, he's been absolutely emphatic in his wins, and I just think he's going to be very tough to beat. If he's there 2 out, come with the Dysart Dynamo, and I think Nico just goes, go on then, let's have a go. I think it could be really hard to catch up the hill. So Constitution Hill for both of us, then to start in the first.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, the second race we're looking at is the first from Sedgefield on the ITV7 game on Tuesday. It's a Class 5 handicap chase over 2 mile 1. Frankie, I know all our eyes have been on Cheltenham, but who did you put down on this race?
They have, yeah. I'm looking down at the card now in front of me. The one I landed on was Little Orange. Just off the back of his form in a Class 4, he's been posting some decent enough RPRs compared to the rest of the field. And I think, I'm not sure, well, I think maybe handicap's been slightly lenient to drop him from an official rating of 97 to 94 based off of his run in a Class 5 last time out. When you look at what he has done in Class 5s and a Class 4 off of around the 93, 94, 95 mark, which he runs off today, that would be my selection. So Little Orange, I think, maybe has a chance given to him by the handicap of dropping him a couple.
Yeah, I think got a big chance. I think the one that we're going to go for is ASTRA for Evan Williams. Looks a nice progressive type over fences this year. Finishes second in February over course and distance, and then got off the mark up in trip last time out at Leicester by 3 lengths. It's back at a track that he handles, only £6 higher. And if improving again for his latest win, I think he could be the best horse in the race. So ASTRA for Evan Williams in that.
It's a tricky one, eh?
Yeah, it is a tricky one, yeah. So moving back onto Cheltenham, and it's the first Grade 1 over fences at the festival this year. It's the Arkle. Frankie, who have you sided with?
Yeah, see, again, you know, I've looked at the Cheltenham card enough times. This is one I'm taking a chance on personally. So maybe for the ITV7, you might want to stick with what James says here, because this is a chance. You've got to take a chance with this horse on colours, because he fell at the Dublin Race Festival, and we don't quite know much about him yet. He only had 2 hurdle runs. One of them was at the festival in the Triumph last year. for Willie Mullins, and since was impressive, did nothing wrong on his chasing debut, albeit didn't have to beat much. And then when he was in a competitive race last time, like I said, he fell. So we don't know the full story, but he has looked impressive. I know they've been excited about him. There was actually a comment came from Willie Mullins in an interview where they asked what would be his next novice chaser he was most excited about behind Fernie Hollow, after Fernie Hollow got pulled out of the festival, and he threw this name in the hat. So I'm going on a bit of trust, and maybe because I can't quite find one I'm too keen on in the Arkle, so I'm willing to take a chance on Houghton Colours.
Yeah, this is the thing with this year's race. It's not a vintage Arkle, is it? It's got a lot of very good horses, above average, but there's no superstar at the moment.
There's no standout superstar, is there?
Yeah, well, Fernie Hollow was the one, wasn't it? And obviously not but yeah, I think definitely got a big chance if it can just jump soundly this time, Houghton Colours. We've gone with EDWARDSTONE. Might look a bit because it's the favourite, but we just looked at it and thought the gelding's been absolutely exceptional for going over fences this season. Having a slight hiccup on debut when being brought down, but we're travelling well into the race and would have won that day. But then next time out over the same course and distance at Warwick, won a nice 2-mile nicest chase. Stepped up to Grade 1 company after that. When slightly overlooked, I thought, in the market, because all the money came for Third Time Lucky that day, but went on to beat Third Time Lucky emphatically. And the second and third of that race since came out and won. EDWARDSTONE then went to Kempton, boosted that form line, landing a hat-trick in the Grade 2 Wayward Lad Novices Chase. And then last time out, as the final prep run before this race, back at Warwick, won the Grade 2 Kingmaker again, seen off Third Time Lucky, who subsequently is going to go to the to Aintree, because there's no point going to Cheltenham, is there really?
He does look solid, doesn't he? He does look solid. I don't know why I can't quite get excited about him, but he looks very solid.
I just think done nothing wrong all season. He's worth his chance in this race. And if he keeps progressing, I know there's, like we've said, there's a lot of good horses at a similar level, but if you look at the bare form of it, he probably is the one to beat in the race. So moving on to the final race on the ITV7 Tuesday from Sedgefield, and it's a Class 5 handicap hurdle. Another toughie when we looked through, wasn't it, Frankie? Who have you gone for here?
Yeah, I changed my mind a few times in this one. But I'm, again, a similar story. I'm looking for that horse maybe dropping down in class and being able to take advantage of his handicap marking, HAJEY. £5 claimer on board, although he has been riding the last couple of times. But I don't really like a horse that's hiked up in the weights too much if he hasn't won by a number of lengths. You know, you want to win well and then take a hit on the weights. This horse didn't win by far last time out, only half a length, and has gone up £6 for it, but it was in a Class 4. And I think that might be the difference, because if you rewind and look at his Class 5 form, he's better than that. So it comes in off of 101, a £6 rise from his last run. But as I said, the drop in class might be able to offset that rise in the weight. So HAJEY, for me, coming down into a Class 5 is the bet for me.
Yep, we've joined you. We've gone HAJEY as well.
Oh, nice.
I just think the race is probably not the strongest race in the world, and if you've got horses coming into it off the back of a nice few wins and still looking slightly progressive, it's probably the way to go in this race. Like, the 5-year-old absolutely loves it round Sedgefield, landing back-to-back races over course and distance the last twice, winning off marks of 88 and 95, and if staying progressive like he has, like you were saying, only off a mark of 101, back down to a Class 5, it's got a really big chance, hasn't it? So yeah, HAJEY for the both of us there. So moving back over to Cheltenham, and one of the more trickier races on the first day of the festival is the Ultima Handicap over 3 mile 1 furlongs. That many horses to pick from in this, Frankie, have you gone for?
Yeah, tricky. And again, this is one where my mind's changed, and I settled on a couple that thought were going to run here and now haven't. And you know, it's a minefield. You get those races, don't you, at Cheltenham, where you've got quite a strong fancy, and then by the time you get there, it's not even running. So then you're just left with, you know, you're left with an empty opinion, really. But if I'm pushed to one, it would be Fantasticas for the Twisters. They have a great record round Cheltenham. They've been flying round Cheltenham this season, and like you said previously, this is a progressive horse who has been a different animal over his fences. Really, this year he has looked to be getting better and better, and I think maybe just something left in the locker against the handicapper off of 144. I know that they'll be, well, everyone's pushing for a winner at Cheltenham, aren't they? But I know that this would have been the aim for them. And I think, yeah, he didn't win at Cheltenham last time, but I mean, he was behind Lon Presse, who's a top Venetia Williams graded horse, going for the 3 miler. So he hasn't done a whole lot wrong. And I don't think he's too high in the weights. You're smiling, James. Have you gone for the same?
I haven't, but I just think that horse has got a perfect profile for this race. And if you actually look at the races he hasn't won and who he's running behind,
yeah,
it's some really good form. So I do like your selection. Yeah, we've gone with T Clipper, a bigger price. Very good hurdle last term, finishing a decent third in the Grade 3 Coral Cup at the festival, and then went to Aintree Grand National Meeting, also finished third in a competitive 3-mile handicap event. Sent chasing this turn by Tom Lacey. Made a fantastic debut over fences at Chepstow, a listed novices chase. Won quite easy that day. Then went to Newbury over a shorter trip, and he wasn't what he wanted really. Finished 30 lengths back in second with some fallers, but he wants a trip, and he'll get this in the Ultima. He was last seen in the Grade 1 Quarter Star novices chase behind the likes of Brave Man's Game, Ahoy Senor, and obviously they're much better horses than a handicapping horse, but he still ran fairly credibly on the day. This is his first handicap event, making it at Cheltenham off a marker 145, and I think if you actually look at it, it could have been campaigned to be able to start his handicap life off in a race like this. Obviously, big prize money on offer, and I think he's got a really big, if not winning chance, each way chance, definitely from 20 to 1, and he's worth having a go at, especially in these big fielded races. He's worth taking a prize sometimes in it.
100%.
Yeah, T Clipper for us. So moving on to the race of the day, the Champion Hurdle. I think we might be on agreement on probably who the best horse is in the race. But who are we both siding with? Frankie, are you going with?
Yeah, you've got to stick with Honeysuckle, haven't you? Look, I've tried to oppose her in various ways on various podcasts and previews, as you know, but that's taking a price angle and trying to beat her at odds on. But if we're looking for the winner of this race, you've got to stick with the mare. She's, unbelievable. She's unbeaten. She's won very, very well as well. She hasn't just won champion hurdles and graded races. She's won them well. And there are a few unknowns in Appreciate It. And, Epatant's had some work done, and Tia Hoopu's kind of the up and coming horse. But God, I don't think they'll beat her. Really don't.
Yeah, I really can't. I think it would be one of the shocks of the week if she was to get beat. Don't get me wrong, Appreciate, really good horse, Tupu, really progressive horse. And like you said, Epatant, even Zana here, they're nice horses, but still at the end of the day, it's not the greatest renewal of a champion hurdle when you look back through the years.
No.
But she is extra special, like 15 wins in a row, if you include her point to point. She's won 3 Hatton Grace hurdles, 3 Irish champion hurdles, looking for a 3rd straight win at the Cheltenham Festival. And this could be a second back-to-back champion hurdle. It's going to take a seriously freakish performance, I think, by another horse to beat her. And I know the last day, a lot of people have looked at her run and thought, oh, she's maybe tiring towards the end. But I don't think it really matters if she wins it 2 out. She went to swing that corner at Leopardstown. She's done it that many times in her career. The race is done. Doesn't matter. She can walk over the line if she wants. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, we saw it last year, didn't we? Saw it last year, and she obviously kept going up the hill. But as you said, turns for home and kicks clear, and yeah, you're doing a good job to stick with her. Yeah,
I also think that De Bromhead, he might have left a little bit in her, the Irish champion hurdle, to get her really sweet for this.
Yeah.
I just really can't see her getting beat, and I think obviously she's one of the bankers of the festival for many. So let's hope she does do, because it'd be great for the sport as well. So final race on the ITV7 free-to-play game on Tuesday is the final Grade 1 of the first day of the festival with the Mare's Hurdle. 12 runners going to post. Really tricky affair, I think, this season. Frankie, who are you going with?
Stick with Stormy Island. I think she's a good price. Now, my angle changes slightly when we do these ITV7 picks, because you're just trying to find winners. You're not trying to look at prices and run into a place. And I've been talking about this horse as a very good, safe bet to come definitely in the top 3 and maybe nick it. But if I'm pushed to try and find a winner, I'm still going to stick with her. She's got brilliant form. She's ran around Cheltenham enough times. And if you look at the Mare's Hurdle she's run in before, there's been some top class horses in that. Honeysuckle for one, who we just spoke about. Benny Day Dern, another top class horse. Even Roxana, I think, was a very, very good mare. So she's been beaten in these mares hurdles, but they've been more competitive. Went for a spell at Paul Nicholls, didn't work out there for whatever reason. And this season, back with Willie Mullins, I think looks better than ever. So she's got experience. She's gone round Cheltenham. She's back under Willie Mullins. She's performing well. She's got that form with Brewing Up a Storm. And I think it all kind of is leading me towards thinking that she's a solid bet for this. Hard to find a winner. It's competitive, but a solid bet for me is Stormy Island.
Yeah, you've been quite sweet on her for quite a long time, haven't you?
Yeah.
As you said, her form at the track's always nice to go into. So, yeah, definitely got a big chance. We're going to go with Queen's Brook. I think she's been quite a big talking horse in the preview nights over the last few weeks. And I think a lot of money's come for her recently. And she could probably go off second favourite behind Tell Me Something Girl. But she's got some seriously good form and looks set up to just for all season for this race. So, third in the champion bumper behind Fernie Hollow. And Appreciate It.
Not bad, that.
He was always destined to be a star off the back of that, really. But I think last season really took him back a bit when she wasn't so good. Even though she won on a hurdles debut, she had 2 more runs where she was very below par, and they pretty much pulled up stunts for the season before even New Year came in last year. So returning this term, it looks like all season she's been planned around this event. Second at Wexford on seasonal debut behind an ice horse in Luna Display. She then went to Fairyhouse and won a really good event. Only small field, but Sealed in Edge was 4 lengths back in second. That's turned out to be a really nice horse for Mullins this year. Then last time out, she was seen chasing home Burning Victory, who she takes on again. But she was giving weight away that day, and now they're off level weights. I feel like she can return reverse the form. And I just looked through the race, and like you said, there's 12 runners, and all of them are pretty much in with a chance. But I do think the way she's been campaigned, and probably the same was Tell Me Something Girl, she's been campaigned for this race in mind all season, and I just think we know she's going to go well at Cheltenham because she ran well in the champion bumper, and we'll just have to see what happens. But I think Queen's Brook has got a really, really good chance. So, Frankie, we've been through all 7 races there. Hopefully, we found some winners.
Fingers crossed.
But thanks for all your insight and selections. And Saturday's the ITV7, on Tuesday, free to play game. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to Winners in Clover channel. And with plenty of the content coming across the week, with me and Frankie going through all ITV7's races on for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Also, don't forget to enter the ITV7 competition. You get set up in our league now for a chance to win £100 every day, and also other cracking cash prizes across the week from the ITV7. So good luck to everyone who gets involved. And Frankie, cheers again.
Top man, cheers, James.